everyone. Dive into Anchor Together, a captivating YouTube series that offers an intimate look into the extraordinary lives of seafarers and their families.
From long-standing maritime partnerships to new connections formed at sea, Anchored Together highlights the incredible journeys of those who navigate both the ocean and the relationships with passion and resilience. Get ready for an engaging twist with Anchored Together. Hi viewers, we are back here with another episode of Anchor Together, and today we have these two fantastic gentlemen who will be telling us about their careers and their lives and how it has been that the industry has changed so much in all these years, starting with technology of course, but of course there's so much more that has changed, but we will now leave it to them to tell us. So we'll start with Mr. Raizada over here. Raizada Sab, can you give us a brief intro of yourself?
Yeah, my name is Atul Mohan. That's how my all friends know me, and also college. The Raizada title I took when I joined the ship, India Steamship, and from then on I continued to be known as Raizada. And apart from India Steamship, then I moved to Hansa Lines of Germany, and then there was a Hong Kong line, and this is how my sea career went on.
So detail में बात करेंगे,
Sorry.
but let us come to Mr. Saraswat.
Okay, please.
Well, my name is Bhuwneshwer Saraswat, and I come from a very small place near Agra, Tundla Junction, which is a township relating to railways.
Yes, I remember that railway station
Yeah,
train
and-
used to go through. Punjab Mail used to go.
No,
go
not
through
Punjab
it.
Mail, Kalka
No?
Mail.
Kalka Mail. Yeah, right.
And my studies were in railway primary school, then railway school, college. I
Was
did-
your father in the railways?
My father was in railways, and then I went over to Aligarh for my graduation, BSc. I did from there, and subsequently joined in marine engineering in Bombay, DMET, and passed out from there in '66. I mean, went to Calcutta in '65. So final year at Calcutta, and then joined Shipping Corporation. There I was for 7.5 years. Initially posted on State of Madras ship, passenger ship.
Sir,
which-
एक मिनट आपको रोकूंगा. We will come to those
The
years
detail.
of your life.
Yes.
But Raizada sir, where are you born?
I was born at Bharatpur,
That's also very near Agra.
Rajasthan, but unfortunately I never went back there. And then been in Agra.
तो your school education वगैरह वो
From
कहाँ?
Agra.
Agra है sir.
Yes.
अच्छा, okay, you have a
Yeah.
connection there.
Yes.
आप दोनों आगरा के
Of
हैं?
course, in between I had gone to Sindhya School, Gwalior,
Yes.
a public school where I went on a scholarship. That was high school, intermediate from Agra.
So both of you then took up maritime training at DMET.
Correct.
You were, of course, in Mumbai.
No, I was at
so
Calcutta
you were in
all
Calcutta.
4 years.
You were in Bombay.
Mumbai and Calcutta.
Mumbai and Calcutta, yes.
Final year
used to be correct.
Calcutta.
Correct. So, sir, as a youngster, now you went to DMET. So, उस ज़माने में what did DMET look like? Give us a little view of that.
Yeah, our schedule was like this. 3 years we had workshop training. So I was with Calcutta Port Commissioners, which later on became, it has changed the name now. So we were 3 years in the workshop and used to have evening classes and Saturday classes, plus games in the evenings. And we used to have our parades for various occasions. So it was a interesting life because I had attended a naval camp, junior naval NCC camp at INS Sangre. That's how it got connected with shipping and navy.
So, how did you find out that this is a career you would be, looking
That
at?
way, I must say that my uncle and my father, they were in the freedom movement and they were well versed. So we had all these syllabus and all this prospectus of various colleges and all ready. So our guidance was already there. So applied from engineering college and got selected.
Anji sir, we were talking about आप DMET गए. How did you find out about that there was this kind of a career path available?
My father, his classmate, was trained in Dufferin. One Mr. Captain Shivmangal Singh, who happened to be Kandla Port's deputy conservator in the beginning when the port was formed. So, since he knew him, and that is how I got into knowing about this career, because he was from Dufferin that time. Of course, DMET didn't exist when he was trained. So that is one of the options I had. I went over to Aligarh in Muslim University after my intermediate in Tundla, and then on thinking I will do engineering from Aligarh University, because the boys who were university students who had got a preference there. But in the meantime, I got to apply for DMET, and mine was the first batch which had a written examination. So with that, through written examination,
To enter DMET.
Enter DMET.
I see.
And that's how we landed up. DMET came for interview to Bombay. That year there was very heavy rain and there was an accident of Alitalia flight, some
I see.
grounding or something.
So when you came to Bombay, sir, was that the first time you were looking at the sea, looking at a ship?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
The first time when I came for my interview, that's the first time I looked at the sea.
I see.
Yeah, went around to, and I stayed in the Bajar Gate area, which is close to where my college was also. DMET was in the Azad Maidan corner. So that
Is it?
was
Okay.
yes,
Right.
that was Lal Bahadur Shastri Nautical and Engineering College, where post-C students also came to stay in the hostel and appear for examinations. So that was my first time coming
Yes.
for interview.
So, Raizada sir, after you finished with DMET, you moved on to a sailing career. So, how did that go?
I joined India Steamship because I wanted to go to UK first. My eldest brother was there. He was, after his PhD, he had been working there, so I wanted to make sure that I go to UK first. So that's how I joined India Steamship.
So you took a ship that would then take you to visit your brother. Well, that's nice. I know, I heard of people, they would go on a ship and the ship would stay long enough in the UK for them to do the exams, and then they would come back on the same ship. So, and the company facilitated these things.
No, that was sometimes. Yes.
Isn't it? Yes.
During those periods, you could appear
Stays
for
were long.
Stays were
Cargo
long,
ships.
1 month and things
Yes,
like that.
yes. And then so after you finish with DMET, how was your path go from there?
I joined Shipping Corporation,
Nice.
and came to Bombay to uh, join the ship, and they will not give me the name of the ship which I was supposed to join, because before me, some of my batchmates who came and they heard of State of Madras, which is a steamship, old steamship, so they ran away from there, and they wouldn't tell me which ship I'm going. They said, you have got to go to Madras. So Madras will join the ship. So and then I realized they are hiding the name of the ship, because it is State of Madras, where three of my batchmates who came and they ran away.
There used to be a list of dreaded ships that nobody wanted to go.
Yeah, this was one of those ships, and it has 6 Scotch boilers and 2 reciprocating engines. So nobody wanted to be on those kind of ships. But this was a passenger ship, which had deck passengers and bunk passengers, and also cabin passengers, very few. And those days the fare was 250 rupees to go to Singapore and Malaysia.
Oh.
So it was a cheap mode of transport. Of course, 250 rupees meant some money at those days.
Yes.
That time, and that time the Singapore dollar was 2 rupees 45 paisa. So you can relate to, but then still it was big money.
Yes. It was the start of careers, you know. Yes, people were happy.
That time our 5th engineer salary was 495 rupees. So considering the shore remunerations, that was a good money. Of course, you didn't have to spend anything because you were most of the time in boiler suit or a uniform.
Yes.
So you didn't have to do. Food was looked after.
Yes.
So of course we had the luxury of having laundry. The laundryman was there. You will wash our boiler suits and uniforms and civilian clothes.
Yes.
So we were able to.
And there was quite a number of people on the ship. It was a whole.
It was 1200 passenger vessel, which used to ply every 19th day. We were in Singapore, and every 19th day we were in Madras for 3 days each. So that how. And another ship which used to ply on the same run was Raizada. So while Raizada would be in Singapore and our ship will be in Madras at that time. So like that we used to keep on doing.
Interesting days.
Yes.
So, Raizada Sahab, after as your career moved up, when did you decide it was time to now step ashore and look at a shore career?
Yeah, with this benefit of joining India Steamship, unlike him, I was on steam turbine ships, and with that, and later on, I did steam time on ships. So I did both motor and steam, and
I think a lot of engineers joined India Steamship to do steam time
Right,
and
right.
then get that extra ticket there.
correct. So with that benefit, and I had done my steam endorsement was at South Shields, UK. I came back home, and then it was time to say my second child also come by then, and went around with a tie on to see where all you can get a job. And Lloyd's register was requiring. Even IRS was born that time. MMD everywhere. So Lloyd's had a good name, good reputation. So we joined Lloyd's system.
So you finished with India Steamship, came straight to Lloyd's?
No. In between, I joined other companies.
With other companies.
Right.
But eventually you were with Lloyd's.
Right.
And so
75, and like he joined 74.
you joined just a year before him. So you spent a lot of time with Lloyd's. I think most of your career was spent with Lloyd's.
33 years.
33 years. So when did your paths cross? When did you meet each other? In Mumbai or later? Or
No, we met before joining Lloyd's. Having been from DMET.
I see.
Of course, in Lloyd's we met again. No doubt.
Right.
Yeah, we met in Bombay itself. Actually, what job he was doing, I relieved him from those jobs. So I also joined industrial services. And then when we were finishing that time also we were together doing ISM, ISPS,
I see.
all those things came
So
I-
you were 2 years senior to him
in
at
DMET.
DMET.
But he
Yeah.
joined Lloyd's 1 year before me.
Right. So, in all these years, what would you think, Saraswat sir, is the biggest change you have seen in the industry as things went?
Well, marine industry, basically from steam reciprocating engines running as a power source for the ships. We have seen diesel engines coming and modification, automation, turbocharging, non-air conditioned ship to air conditioned ships.
That was a nightmare. Those
Yeah. So
non-egg and
I-
with the steam engines to
Yes.
boot.
I had 6 Scotch boilers, so every hour or so I had to squeeze my boiler suit. Of course, then you will have shortage of salts, so you
Yes.
need to have lime juice and
Ah.
salt together. And all
Salt
that.
tablets also they used to.
Sometimes tablets
yes,
also.
Yes.
So that kind of thing we
Yes.
had.
That
And
was-
I was continuously 28 months on this state of the art ship
28 months.
and as a fifth engineer, which is a very unique phenomena happened. I was 2 days fourth engineer
I see.
because during that period we used to get normally people coming who have been chief engineers to do their steam time, and they will join our ship during my time. They would join as fourth engineers and finish in 9 months, put in 9 months. So I had lot of my seniors who had been chief engineers on the diesel vessels
Diesel vessels,
who
yes.
came and were there. In fact, one of my first one who came was Mr. S.K. Gupta, who was from 59 past batch. So he met a girl from
Singapore.
Singapore,
Malaysia,
I see.
whom later he married,
I see.
and they still are there now after retirement. He is settled in Chennai.
Also with Lloyd's history.
Also, he worked for Lloyd's Register. Of course, he joined much before us,
Yes.
and we still keep in touch.
So, Raizada sir, you moved to doing your own business at some stage.
No, with Lloyd's sister I stayed till 2005.
I see.
I retired in 2005 and I joined my son-in-law Sanjeev Mehra. We set up a workshop for repairing and restoring diesel engine components,
I see.
and I was there for 11 years.
I see.
Then in about 2016 I decided to say it quits.
2016. So, what do you think makes a maritime business successful? What are the elements that go into it?
Well, first of all, you have to have business acumen, which obviously my son-in-law Sanjeev Mehra has. And then you have to work hard, you have to remain dedicated, don't look for easy profits, to get a reputation
Yes.
of giving good work. And with that result, now Kenmark Tech Solution is number one in the field. So,
So,
you
how much has been your contribution in the business?
well, the technical aspect, all about welding and about we are both marine engineers, but from Lloyd's, whatever experience of metals, metallurgy, welding, that I use there
And
and for training people.
and references for customers, वगैरह.
that of
also
course,
helped?
yes.
Yes.
We used to go and meet people.
Yes, because the
Yes.
business side of it
Yes.
also needs to be
Yeah,
well oiled, I would say.
well, I was looking after the marketing aspect.
I see. Great. So, sir, you have seen such a lot of the past. What do you think? Where is the maritime world headed next? We have such an impact of technology. We have so many changes coming in, automation, etc., and new fuels. You name it. It's a huge new ball game. So how would you say this is all going to go?
this probably now it is the era where the innovations are coming in, where lots of new ideas getting into, like whatever we dreamt of, people dreamt of, and they are becoming reality. Something like we thought we will talk to each other and we will be able to see each other. That sort of technology is here now in a form of WhatsApp. Now
Yes.
today I can just pick up the phone and talk to somebody, some friends in America. Uh, of course, we have to consider the time difference
Yes.
because you don't wake them up at night. So that kind of thing is happening. The other day, my nephew, who is a chief engineer on ships, he called me up. He says, "I'm taking a walk on the deck, and there are very few people. Number of crew members have reduced on the ship
Yes.
because of automation." So these are the type of things which are going to take more. Sometime you may have a ship which will be unmanned, and it will go from here to different destinations, and automatically dock in and things like that will happen. So that is what is the future. And efficiency on the energy side also, it is coming. The different fuels, hydrogen, and all other type of things where the environmentally friendly uh, improvements are going to take
Yes,
place. So
yes.
that is what basically is likely to happen in coming days.
Yes. So, will technology really reduce manpower to the extent that we'll be looking at manpower sitting only ashore and
Well, in Europe and other places, they are trying where manpower is a problem, which is not the case in the third world. But all the same, but that possibility is there. However, the shipping as it is will never lose its importance because we carry almost 90 to 95% of the
Yes.
all cargo. Of course, things may change. Probably now the fossil fuels may give birth to other ideas.
Yes.
So that time the oil tankers may not have that. But movement of goods will continue in like various chemicals and also your containers. That will remain.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that will remain.
So, sir, आपकी life में I'm sure there are people you look up to and they influenced you into making you the man that you are. So, can you tell us some of the people who have?
Yes, in Lloyd's Register, Mr. Jain Goswami was one of them, and Mr. B.R.K. Gupta, and another Mr. Kavadia. They have been mentoring us, mentor us all along with their technical competence and their training aptitude, motivating us.
तो कोई ऐसा particular incident or something which you would say, अरे ये तो this really left a mark in your thinking, in your approach to life and profession.
So you see, with these people at various points, we had constant interaction. It was not something one-off. We always looked up to them for technical guidance and any help. They were always available. When not in the same port, but always a phone call away. So that way.
Their mentoring was
Yes, yes.
always available then. I think technology आने से थोड़ा mentoring became a bit of a problem because remote work बहुत increase हो गया नहीं sir? You think so?
Well, because the mentor came closer by the technology change basically, because he was just a phone call away. So if you were in a difficult situation, you could always look up to the person, call him easily comparatively, because we have seen the days when we were at sea. That time, if you wanted to call somebody home, it will take you hours together to go to CTO and call and wait for the thing. Even lightning calls will not materialize in this thing. So those were the days.
There was a queue for lightning calls also.
Yes, there was a queue for lightning, because I remember having waited at the CTO in Bombay for many days. And in fact, once when I was married, my wife was at Dehradun, and I wanted to talk to her. She was expecting, so talk to her. I was in Calcutta on a ship, and I met a friend of mine who was a colonel in the army. So I went to his house and tried to use his phone to call my wife. And he says यहाँ से नहीं होगा चलो वहाँ Fort William जाते हैं वहाँ से then he connected the line directly to Dehradun and then he said talk for as much time you want to. So those were
Use
the
the
type
army.
of days.
Yes, yes. Army and the railways and all, they had
And
their
they
own,
had their own lines.
telephone systems.
He just
so-
picked up the phone and he
Yes.
was then Dehradun.
Yes,
So those are the
yes.
thing. And from there he called up local call and he says, "Hey, yes, this is the army line, so don't worry about how long you want to talk." So like, those are the, but then that facility was not available to anyone. But today it is like we just got called on our phone.
Yes.
And who that person was, I don't even know. He might be asking me that you have one person called me that you have got this thing, and he was in uniform, police uniform,
I see.
and he said your parcel has come and there are narcotics being found and all that kind of thing. So that kind of thing is
Oh,
happening. Yeah.
lots of fraudulent
Frauds.
calls
Fraudulent
go on.
things are-
Hanji, yes.
So I said I'm sitting in the police station, only talk to the inspector whom I'm sitting with.
Inspector Raizada sir.
You know, so then he said he abused me and then put the phone down. Yeah.
So, sir, you have children?
Yes, I have a daughter, and she lives in the same building as I'm living.
Is it? Okay, that's
And
very
I've
nice.
got
Yeah.
two grandchildren, one grandson who's elder, and granddaughter. Grandson is studying physics in St Andrews in Scotland, close to Edinburgh, and granddaughter is doing some design course in
BKC.
BKC.
I guess.
There's some
So,
science design school, so that's how.
I see. तो किसी बच्चे ने मैरिटाइम की तरफ रुख नहीं
See,
लिया?
maritime, like my Sadhu, Samdi,
हाँ.
he was a marine engineer, 1959 batch. Of course, he's no more.
Panwar.
Mr. Panwar,
Panwar.
who was a surveyor with the government of India. So that was
That is one
after that
connection.
one connection. So maritime industry. Both my son-in-law and my daughter, they are architects.
I see.
So, but not naval architects.
naval, yeah.
Architects. for-
Regular architects.
Regular architects
Hanji.
for ship buildings.
Sir, आपके your children?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. Son-in-law, you already know about Mr. Sanjeev Nagar,
Sanjeev Mehra, yes.
who is a marine engineer. And son is Captain Anupam. I think we're going to interview him this afternoon.
Yes, yeah.
So he has gone into the merchant navy.
So you have a rich maritime heritage going forward, man.
We don't know whether it'll go any further.
Yes, not many children later on, took up this profession,
Yeah.
but I think there is still a huge interest where,
Oh, yes.
grandfathers or fathers,
Yes,
or
yes.
now even a lot of women are coming into
Yes,
maritime, which is becoming a different world. So, sir, इतने साल आप how long has your career been in the maritime field?
Mine has been, say, if you consider Lloyd's Register career,
Yes.
that is 33 years.
No, right from the start, you started took up DMET
Uh,
till you finally
40
decided
and a half years almost.
40 and a half.
More.
More.
What?
Probably more.
No, 33 plus
7
Ah.
and a half.
66.
66. Okay.
No, sorry, 62 onwards.
62 onwards, so you can.
So that's
Long time.
almost 70 years. No, 65 or so.
65.
65. That's
65.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
So, कोई regret है sir कि I shouldn't have come into this profession. I should have done something else in life.
I don't think
As a-
anything like that, but it could have been a little longer. I could have worked. I enjoyed every day of my work. Although it has been a hard work. I mean, on my steamship, I used to work almost about, how many? 18 hours.
18 hours a day.
Yes.
Really?
And no regrets on it.
No regrets.
And that's what made me work till 77 years.
Yes,
My
yes.
age, of my age.
Definitely some pride would have been involved.
Yes,
in,
because
having
it gave so many people to interact with.
Yes.
and you were able to motivate many of them also. So it has been a very satisfying career, and little bit of extracurricular activities. My involvement with the Institute of Marine Engineers,
Nice.
accidental involvement with the Institute of Marine Engineers, because my senior colleague Mr. Anand Prakash requested me to hold the fort, because the secretary of Institute of Marine Engineers Bombay branch, London Institute, uh, was getting relocated to Middle East countries.
Nice.
So Mr. Anand Prakash, who was the committee member, requested me to help him for a few months to look after the secretary's job. So I was co-opted into that position. Well, and after that, I had no
There was no
choice.
way of coming out.
No, he said only 2 months. So I said, 2 months are over. Then he said, a little bit more, election will take place and all that. And those days, of course, I had a lot of my colleagues who were from DMET Junior. We have that camaraderie between us, my seniors. So everybody was very helpful in organizing things and all that. And at one time I used to call, I was told that every month you have a meeting for the managing committee. So every one Tuesday in a month, I used to phone up the members. They were all very senior people, like Mr. Mohan, who was Chief Surveyor, Government of India, then Mr. Don Dyer, very senior consultant. Like that, those stature people were there. And one day they happened to tell me, you never circulate any agenda and all. So I said, well, I am not born secretary, so this is your books. I kept it there and walked away. Then they came running around.
I think maritime people, especially from the sailing background, उनको admin का काम उनको सूट नहीं करता.
No, but he has been a pillar for the Institute of Marine Engineering.
No, I had a lot of support from my colleagues and all. Wherever I would go, then how much money you want? Because they had that kind of confidence,
Right, yes.
okay, that money what goes given, he will
Yes.
put in something, not the money will be used for whatever it is given for. So that way, that
Trust
confidence,
था,
trust
honesty
was.
थी.
So the office in Bombay, as well as the office in New Bombay, both his contribution has been immense,
Okay.
both physically and financially and in all respects.
In
So-
fact, my boss, Mr. Goswami, we talked about, he was my direct boss. So I was in the plan appraisal department, design checking and things like that for industrial equipment. He was very upset with me that I am involved with the institute.
I see.
And his grouse was that I am robbing my time from family. He says, you are doing whatever is required for the office and more, but you are robbing time from your family, so he was very upset for that. But he never was upset because I'm doing institute job. He's a marine engineer also,
Yes.
and he's 11 years senior to me from DMET and 11 years older than me. So
But ये बात अलग है
he's
कि
91, I am 80 years now.
I
So
see. Sometimes the family is happy that you are spending time elsewhere than focusing at home as the children grow up and everything.
that you have robbed that time. I mean,
Yes.
I am not probably not given
Can't
that time to my daughter.
can't reverse it.
Okay.
Can't reverse
And
it.
she also used to come in for all the seminars and all we used to conduct. She would join in like a hostess or something like that.
I see, I see.
Mr. R.L. Jain, who also happened to be batchmate and a very good friend of ours. Of course, he's no more. So I used to involve him also. Initially, we made him a member. In fact, I made him a member of Institute of Marine Engineers.
They had
And
to-
I was not myself a member of the institute. So
Okay.
it was like that. So I didn't
Very
realize I'm
strange.
not a
He
member.
was
Because
member of the London Institute.
London Institute I continued
I
and I was
see.
approver for the
India,
Indian Institute, and I was not a member myself, which I realized later suddenly. So that's how it happened. This is
Interesting.
the whole.
So, sir, now that you have more time on your hands, कुछ ऐसी hobbies हैं आपकी जो which you engage in, or some social work or something of the kind?
In my case, I have taken to religious Adhyatmic. In the morning, I am on Zoom for Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Gita. So that is 8 to 9 every morning.
Do you take discourses or you
Zoom.
give discourses?
No. I
Receive.
Receive.
There's a number of people on it, and somebody is giving the lecture on that, taking one of the shlokas.
I see.
So that is one now trying to make way for going up.
No, sir, no rush. बहुत वहाँ पे बहुत crowd है, जल्दी नहीं कोई, वहाँ पे जगह नहीं है आपके लिए अभी. आप sir?
Well, I assist for whoever wants my this thing. So presently I'm assisting Mr. V.K. Singh
I see.
in setting up
Solar panel.
Oh yes.
So that is
Yes.
help the country in
Yes.
producing electricity,
Yes, very
And
much
I
much
have
needed. Clean electricity.
clean electricity.
Yes.
And also I have like I try to talk to people, and sometimes somebody wants help about.
Do many young maritime people come to you for advice?
No, not really. I mean, I don't want to get the right type of advice. I may not be giving, so I don't. I keep myself away from giving advice.
Yes.
So that way, yes.
Yes.
But yes, some people who are, I mean, whatever worth. And actually, from my experience, have been more in the field where it is not marine, basically.
Yes.
It has been industrial services, design,
Mhm.
like welding. We are talking about
Yes.
welding, non-destructive testing,
Mhm.
and all those kind of. That was the area where, so like people themselves are becoming more proficient by going through the literatures and trainings
Yes.
and all that. So
Yes.
if any typical sometime problem is there, my ex-colleagues refer to me and try to help them out with that.
रायज़ादा साहब के लिए तो एडवाइस के लिए घर में ही हैं लोग. दे मस्ट बी. दूर जाने की जरूरत ही नहीं, घर वाले आके एडवाइस मांगते रहेंगे. So nice. So it's been a real pleasure talking to both of you, and I think you added so much flavor to the profession and what you have been through. I would say that some of the things you told us are remarkable, and I'm sure this journey for both of you has been great. We are so thankful for you both to come over and spend time with us. Viewers, every Friday with us, and we will always have interesting people over here like these two gentlemen.
Thank you, Gamal.
Thank you so much, sir. And before you
Thank you.
leave, sir, I have this mug for you. आप इसमें कॉफ़ी पीजिए. आप हमें याद करोगे फिर. किसी दिन मिले थे. सर ये आपके लिए.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Saraswat and Mr. Raizada.
Thank you.
Thank you and bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much.
This I knew.
Yes, he was general manager in Indian Oil
This I didn't know. But
before he came to
was,
shipping corporation.
that incident, I still remember. My God, I took a decision which was so difficult to make.
Yes. And came out looking very nice.
It was during the war, Kuwait and Iraq war.
Yes.
So please go
Interesting.
ahead. Such things get connected.
Yes. And they're very interesting, and of course, there's a lesson in all this.
Yes.
That when we, for example, you are tracking all the ships around, so you know exactly what is available to the charterer.
Yes.
And that I think is one of the big keys to getting your business right and making profit at the right moment.